Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're far too kind. Thank you. You're far. Thank you. I am Brooklyn B. Washington. Let's get to the weekly Blowback, where we discuss and debate one of the latest sports topics. We will discuss more, but
we don't got no time for that.
Joining me live from a random prison yard is TWB reporter Lake R. Aven.
Steph Curry.
Lake, who won the Cavs Celtics trade?
I definitely think the Celtics won the trade. They're getting a young superstar in Kyrie Irving. He's a finisher and a closer and also a champion. As for the Cavs, you don't know what you're going to get with Isaiah Thomas because his hip is messed up. So we don't know what we're actually going to get. And long term, I think the Celtics win this trade.
So this is why I disagree. I think in the short term, the Cavaliers win this trade, and I also think in the long term they do. So for the short term is if you just take a look at their roster, people are forgetting. You got Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is not what he once was, but he gives you a scoring threat off the bench that can create his own shot. You got a guy like Jay Crowder who can get his own points. You got a guy like Jeff Green who can get his own points. You have a deeper team. They got Jose Calderon on the team. So you can go at least 8 or 9 deep on this team. That's something you definitely couldn't do last season. They didn't have enough people that can score the ball outside of Kyrie Irving and LeBron James in terms of making their own shot or creating their own shot. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are a better team short term.
That's a good point, but you're absolutely wrong because the Celtics are in a great spot because you got Kyrie for 2 years. You also signed Gordon Hayward for 4 to 5 years. Isaiah Thomas could leave, but it's no guarantee that somebody wants to come to Cleveland. That's not a great destination. And LeBron James may leave you next year too, which means nobody else wants to come in and play in Cleveland even more. And Derrick Rose is on a 1-year contract, so who knows if he wants to take his talents to South Beach or anywhere else. So all the people that you're naming may not even be there next year. So that's why I think the Celtics won this trade, long term and short term.
Well, they're definitely in championship mode for this year on the Cleveland side. I agree with you on that. But I think you're giving the Celtics too much credit in the long term. They have completely changed, in my opinion, the core of the team. They've definitely gone younger, but they're less of a defensive threat which was their bread and butter last season. Even though Isaiah Thomas isn't a great defender and you basically got to hide him on defense, you're doing the same thing with Kyrie Irving, who's not a lockdown defender. He's capable, but he's definitely inconsistent on the defensive end. You get rid of Avery Bradley, who's a defensive stopper for a perimeter player. You don't really have a replacement for him unless you're saying that Jaylen Brown is going to take that step and be that guy this year. You still have Marcus Smart, but I think you lose something in terms of the defensive essence of the team. So there's still questions on whether that can even work in terms of them gelling together.